Shalom. Yabashim Yashabakta. Yahawashimar Bashim Yahshah. We are the Isupk, starting out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York. If it's not the Isupk under Commander Johanna, it's not the truth and it's not of the Lord. Now, today's class is the Friday Hebrew class, also known as the Lashawan Qadash. So, the topic for today will be sounding out the Hebrew. We're going to go through a basic Hebrew class on teaching brothers and sisters on how to properly break down the Hebrew. And what I mean by that is the proper way to know how to spell out the Hebrew. A lot of brothers and sisters, when they first come into the school, their way of learning the Hebrew is by memorization, by seeing it. But the proper way to actually know the Hebrew is by sounding it out. So we're going to go through some examples of that and break that down for the brothers and sisters. If you got any questions, please let me know. Give you a second for any questions. All right. Another thing why the Hebrew class is such an important thing in taking back your culture, knowing the Hebrew, it puts something on your spirit, saying, coming up to your brothers and greeting them in the Hebrew, speaking the Hebrew. When you're out in public, you damn near say it on accident. You tell a brother Salakia, Shalom, or I'm Tawab, or everything like that. So the more you progress in the Hebrew, the better it is for your spirit. Taking back your culture is excellent for your zeal and your spirit. So learning the Hebrew is a big part in that. So let's get into this breakdown. All right. So again, today's class, real quick. So today's topic of the class is sounding out the Hebrew, meaning this. In order to, especially brothers that's troopers that got to pass that test in January, this is an excellent class for you. Instead of memorizing the Hebrew, you should know how to sound it out in order to spell it. So we're going to have the word in English, and then we're going to write out the Hebrew in English, and then we're going to sound it out and put down the correct Hebrew characters. So let's go with the first example. All right. So the way that you say Egypt in Hebrew is Matazarium. So it would be spelled out, and in English, you got the Ma. And of course, in the Hebrew language is from right to left, but the English is left to right. So when we spelling out the English, it's going to be left to right. When we spelling out the Hebrew, it's going to be right to left. So you got the Ma, you got the Tazah, and you got the Yum. So the way to say Egypt in Hebrew is Ma Tazarium. Now, to break that down, and if you want to translate that in Hebrew and write it in Hebrew, you will break it down letter by letter. So you got the Ma, you got the Ta, you got the Tazah, you got the Ra, you got the Ya, and you got the Ma. So, in order to write this in Hebrew, you got to sound it out. So, I would sound it out like this. I know I got the Ma. I know I got the Tazah. I know I got the Ra. I know I got the Za and the Ma. So it's Matazarium. So I'll break it down letter by letter. I will break it down Ma, Tazah, Ra, Yum. And that's how I would spell it. All right. So let's put that into Hebrew. In the Hebrew, you will go with the, let's see, let me see correctly. It's like, Aki, let me know if you can see the board. I know it's kind of far back. See if I can zoom in for you. All right. Type a 1 in the chat if you can see the board clearly. If you could, if you can see the board, type a 1 into the chat. All right. So like, since we kind of jammed up on the positioning of the camera for tonight, can't really move it too much. All right. All right, no sweat. All right, so for the Hebrew, again, the Hebrew starts from right to left. And another thing, to really know the Hebrew, you got to know the alphabet. Once you know the alphabet, the Hebrew becomes 10 times easier, especially when you're reading it. So you're going to take the Ma, sounding out Matazarium. I know I got the Ma first. So you got the Ma, then you got the Tazah, right? You gotta forgive me, my hand, right? So I got the Ma, and I know that the Ma is by itself. So I will put a single connector under the Ma. I know, so spelling it out, sounding it out, Matazarium. Matazah, Ra. And I know the Tazah and the Ra is connected. That makes that Tazar. So you got Ma Tazar. Ma Tazar. Spell it out. Ma Tazar. Then you go with the Ya. So you got the Ya right there. It's like I'm not the best at handwriting. That wasn't the gift that the Lord gave me. So bear with me. So you got the Ma Tazar. And you want to make this last syllable a Yum. I know it's going to be another Ma. So I know it's going to be another Ma at the end. So I got Ma, Tazar, Ya, Ma. But I know it's Matazar Yum. So I want to make this into a Yum. I got a Ya and a Ma. So I'm going to take the Ya and a Ma and make it into a Yum. Now I got Matazar Yum. If everybody can see that, that's the best way to say you got a test. You know, you got a test, and the teacher wants you to spell out Egypt in Hebrew. Instead of trying to use your memory and remember what the spelling looked like, just sound it out. I know it's pronounced Matazarium, so let me just spell it out so I can write it. I'm gonna sound it out so I can write it. I'm gonna sound it out each letter at a time. Ma, taza, ra, ya, and a ma. And it sounds like ma, tazar, ra, yum. So that's how you do that. That's the best way to sound out the Hebrew. All right, let's try another word. Let's go with faith, right? Again, if y'all got any questions, I'm watching the chat. All right. Now, the Hebrew word for faith is amawan. Amawan. All right. So let's spell that in English. Amawan. Change out my marker. All right, so let's put that in English. You got the ma, and then you got the wan. Right? Amawan. That's how you say faith in Hebrew. So again, let's break down that English, or let's break down the Hebrew that's written in English, so we can spell it out the correct way. You got an that's one character. You got a ma, that's another character. And then right here, you know you got two characters, because wa is one character, and then you got the ending na, which is another character. So I know I got 4 characters in total. So with that, I'm going to sound it out. Amawan. I got I got ma. Right? And I know both of those are single characters. So I'm going to leave them by themselves. It's not together. Ma is not together. So since they're not together, I put a single. I don't connect them. I make them a single character. Now for the next 2 characters, I know they are together. Ma, wan. Wan is together. So I got the wa and I got the na. So I'm gonna put those 2 together. All right. So ma. You got the wa, and then you got the na. Slightly. No. Ma, wa, na. So without the characters, it sounds like this. Ma, wa, na. But you want to get ma, wan. So you connect the 2 to make the wan. Ma, wan. That's how you say faith in Hebrew. Again, this is just a basic class on how to understand to write out the Hebrew. Now let's go with another word. All right, we got fast. The way they say fast in the Hebrew is mahar. So with that, if you sound that out, how many characters do you got? Anybody in the chat want to answer that? How many characters is in mahar? Give y'all a second. Anybody know how many characters is in Mahar? Sis, you said 3. Anybody else? The answer is 3. You correct, sis. It's 3 characters in the Hebrew word Mahar. It's real easy. So, Shalaki. Let's spell that out in English. You got the ma for Mahar. Then you got the ha or the ha slightly. Then you got the ra, but you're gonna drop off the a. So you got ma har. You got the ma, the ha, and the ra. Again, another misnomer with the Lashawan Qadash. You gotta watch how you pronounce the characters. A lot of people will pronounce this as ma, but it's ma. It's not ma, it's ma. It's not huh, but ha. So you got to be careful with that. So you got mahar. It's not 2 characters, but 3. You got the ma, the ha, and the ra. The ra. Slightly. I get caught up myself sometimes. So in the Hebrew, you would take the ma, right? And then you would take the ha also. So after that, you would take the ra, the ra slightly. I'm catching myself up. So you got 3 characters right here, right? It looked like you got 2 right here. There's a reason for that because 2 characters have to be connected in order to make one sound. So mahar, mahar is pronounced. You got 1 single character. So right now with the single characters, I got ma, ha, ra, ma ha ra, ma ha ra, ma har. Then you change it to ma har. Hebrew is damn near like the easiest language to learn. With the connecting the connectors make the Lashawan Qadash real easy. Right? Okay, both you sisters had it right. Yep, both you sisters had it right at 3. Okay. Now we got 1 more, and then we're going to try some harder words. Get into some, turn it up just a notch, a taste. So the next word we got is fight, which is an excellent word for me because I love to fight spiritually, of course. So the way you say fight in Hebrew is lakama. La-kama. La-kama. Before we write it out, let me ask you sisters this, or anybody else that's watching online. Is there any connecting characters in lakama? Yes or no? We got 3. I ain't gonna give you that. Is there any connecting characters in the word lakama? Is there any connectors for the word lakama? Again, Salaki for my handwriting. That was not the gift that the Lord gave me. The sister said la'ah. All right, so you don't think there's no connectors in the Hebrew word for fight. And you are correct. There's no connectors in the word lakama. Once you get familiar with the Hebrew, you get familiar with the sound. Once you get familiar with the sound, it's easier to pronounce the words. So, la, ka, ma. You got 3 characters, no connectors. This is plain and simple, la kama. And that's how you pronounce fight in the Hebrew. So you got the la, you got the ka, and then you got the ma. Right? All right, let's write that out. So you got the la, you got the ka, and then you got the ma. La, ka, ma. No connectors, just straight characters. La, ka, ma. Right? All right, let me see. Find some harder words that's not so easy to sound out. Try to throw something difficult. I'm going to try to put something difficult in there for you. Might catch you up with this one. All right, let's try this one out. Let's go with government. Let's get that. Let's go with the word government. Let's try that out. See what y'all got with that. Government. All right. Government. Let's see. And the way to pronounce government in Hebrew is mama shallah. Mama shallah. Let's try this out. Mama shallah. How many characters is in mama shallah? Right. Government is pronounced mama shallah. I think this one might trip you up a little bit. It might trip you up a little bit, or you might overthink it. Mama shallah. How many characters is in mama shallah? And this is a great topic to learn online on sounding out the Hebrew. Since the word is not actually in front of you, you got to sound it out for yourself. Mama shallah. The sister said 4. Anybody else? We got 1 for 4. Mama shallah. Now, with this one, sis, it's actually 5. It's 5 characters in mama shallah. Right? So, you got the ma, right? You got the mama, you got the sha, right? And then you got the la. Mama shallah. So you actually have 5 characters. You got the ma 1, you got the ma 2, you got the sha 3, you got the la 4, and then you got the ha at the end for 5. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you got the 5th right there. Mama Shalom is government in the Hebrew. Right? So you're gonna you're gonna write out the 5 characters. Let me see what you got. All right. All right. So again, when writing out the Hebrew, you start from right to left. Never forget that. So let's start. Let's write it out. You got the ma, right? You got the ma. You got the sha. You got the la. Then you got the ha. Slide it for the handwriting again. So you can see from writing it out in the English, the only thing that's connected is the la. So you got ma, sha. You got the la, and you got the ha. But it's spelled ma, sha, la. Right? Most of the time, with the Hebrew, it's not just gonna, okay, if you take off the ha, it would still sound the same. Mama shalom, what shalom, mama shalom. But most of the time with the Hebrew, the ending character, when it got a la, it has an H at the end of it. Right? So that's the case per most of the time. 95% of the time, it has an H at the end of the la, if it's an ending character. Right? Again, man, learning the Hebrew is something it's spiritual. You know, it's something that uplifts you. I know when I'm around people in the world, I'm on the phone, I pick up the phone, Yabashim Shabbat, Shalom Lord Christ, or Tawad, what's going on, Akim, anything like that. People in the world pick up on that. Sometimes us being in the truth, we how can I put it? We take the things that we do because it's our everyday life. We do it like it's, second nature. We forget how, for lack of better words, how cool it is. You know what I'm saying? People in the world hear you speaking Hebrew, they get interested by that. So, speaking Hebrew, that's a fishing tool also. Right? Let's get another word that might throw a let's get another word that might throw a wrench in there. Let's see. Let's go with let's go with, shall I put 2 words or 1 word? Okay, we're gonna get one word, and then we're gonna put 2 words. So let's go with negative. Let's try that. Let's try negative. All right. Okay. Let's put the negative. Let's put negative in the English. Negative. The Hebrew word for negative is Shala Yaw Ya. Shala Yaw Ya. Shala Yaw Ya. Shala. Let's see. We got the Sha. It was Shala. Y'all. Yeah. Now let's break that down into characters. Shala y'all ya. All right, so you got one. You got the sha. All right, let me see. You got the sha, right? You got the la. You got the ya, right? You got the la. Then you got another ya. Right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters. Right now we're going from right to left just to, compare. So you got the sha, you got the sha, la, shala, y'all, yeah. Right? Let's put that in the Hebrew in its proper tense. So you got the sha, you got the sha, you got the la, shala, you got the ya, shala, ya, shala, ya, shala, ya, shayal, ya. That's a damn tongue twister. Shayal, ya. Shalayal, ya. Shalayal, ya. Right? So you got the sha, the la, the ya. Then you got to put the another la. Then you got another ya. Shala, ya, la, ya. So, what we know is shala, ya, ya. 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 Even this was a tongue twister for me, but the best way for me to figure it out is to pronounce it or sound it out. It looked weird in its writing, but when I sound it out properly, then I can write it out properly. So it looked weird right here, right? Shala yaw ya. Shala yaw ya. But when you sound it out and you write it and you do the connectors, it's easier. Shala yaw. It's hard for me to say it reading it here, but it's easy for me to say it reading it here. Shala yaw ya. Right? Shala yaw ya. Hebrew is 10 times better than English. Slay, I had an L. Slay, sis. Way to pick up on that. Right. All right. So let's move on to 2 letters, 2 words. Let's move on to 2 words instead of 1. All right. Let's go with New Year. Let's do that. Let's write that out. Again, y'all got any questions? Feel free to go ahead and just type them in if y'all got any questions. And to your question, it says no, the L is not backwards when writing. I must have made a mistake. All right. So let's get this. Let's start off with something. That's a little too easy. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Teaching your sons and daughters how to speak, read, write, understand, even put some slang into the Hebrew, which that is what Hebrew is. If you read the Bible, it's slang. You know what I mean? So that's how you know this is a Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian book. But you know, it's up to us to teach our children the proper way to speak Hebrew. And it starts in class. Come to class. It's some well-renowned Hebrew scholars in the ISUPK. I can name a couple of them off top, starting with General Kubala. I don't know nobody better in Hebrew than him. You got Officer Marah, Officer Hazahab, Officer Kawam Matabat. Man, the brother, he teaches a hardcore Hebrew class every Friday. Yeah, I mean, he will be back next week. So make sure to tune in to ISUPK, Lashawan Qadash class every week, every Friday. Now, let's get this next word. Our next word, we're going to throw a little flair into it. Let's go with New Year. Our next two words, I should say. New Year. All right. New Year. The proper way to say New Year is Ra'ash Hashanah. Ra'ash Hashanah. Right? So let's break that down. Shalagi. Real quick. All right. So you got the Ra'ash, right? Hashanah. You got the Ra. The Ra. Slightly. Try not to get into the habit of saying Ra. It's Ra. Try not to get into the habit of saying it's I. Try not to get into the habit of saying ba. It's ba. So you got the Ra, right? Ra'ash. Ra'ash Hashanah. Ra. After the Ra, right? You got the Ash. Ra'ash. Ha. Sha. Na. It's the same thing with the na. Let me see if that's correct. Ra'ash Hashanah. It's the same thing with a na. When na is an ending character, 9 times out of 10, it's going to have a ha with it. It would sound the same if you say Ra'ash Hashanah. It sounds the same. Ra'ash Hashanah. But 9 times out of 10, if it's an ending character and it's a na, they got a ha connected to it. Still sound the same. Ra'ash Hashana. Right? So, how many characters do we have with this one? You got the ra, the ah, the sha, the ha, the sha, the na, and you got the ha. You got a lot of characters. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 7 characters that make 2 words. New Year. Right? That's just one word in the Hebrew. New Year. Ra'ash Hashanah. So let's do this in the Hebrew. We're gonna start with the Ra. It's like we're gonna start with the Ra. You got the Ra, you got the Ah, right? You got the Ra, you got the you got the Ra, you got the Ah, you got the Sha. You got Ra, the Ra, the Ah, the Sha, and then you got the Ha, the Sha, and the Na, right? So it's like Ra, Ah, Sha, Ha, right? Now with this one, let's just start with. No, we're gonna start. Yeah, let's start with the connectors now. You got the Ra, right, by itself. You got the Ah, and you got the Sha connected. So now we got the Ra'ash, right? Ra'ash. Then you got the Ha by itself. So our first 3 characters and the word New Year or Ra'ash, Hashanah. First 3 characters, you got the Ra. First 4 characters, Salaki. You got the Ra, you got the Ah, you got the Sha, and you got the Ha. Ra'ash, Ha. Then you go with the Sha. Then you go with the Na. Then you go with the Ha. You go with the Sha by itself. Then you connect the Na. So, Ra'ash, Ha, Shana. I really love, the ancient Hebrew. It's just so easy. When you, it's just, it makes sense. It's, especially for somebody that's learning. It's like, hey, little crazy, Shalom, little crazy. Especially for a young child that's learning, they'll pick up on the Hebrew easier than the English, simply due to the connectors. You got the connectors help you sound out the word. Ra'ash, Ha, Sha, Na. Without the connectors, it's a rough one for you. The Europeans, when they created the Assyrian Hebrew, took out the connectors. It's more difficult reading the modern Hebrew or the Assyrian Hebrew than it is the Lord's original language, the Lashawan Qadash. It's much easier to read this due to the connectors, the way the Lord intended our language to be. So this is something that's real simple to teach to your children, or easier to teach to your children if you want them to learn the Hebrew. Right? All right, let's see what we got next. something a little more difficult. What we got that's difficult? Or let's form a sentence. Can we move on to that? Okay. Let's do one more word and then let's form a sentence. And once we form the sentence, I'm not going to put it out. Okay. I'm going to form a sentence and then I want you to write the sentence out in the chat in English. Let's see if you can pick up on it, right? So give me 1 second. I'm going to form a sentence in Hebrew. And then I want you to write it in English in the chat. Give me 1 second. I want this to make sense for you. So let me write it out myself. Get a piece of paper so you don't see it. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. Bear with me 1 second while I get this for you. Or let me see if y'all know this one. Okay. All right. So you got the shove. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna write out the Hebrew, and then you put it in the chat in the English, and then I'll tell. Of course, you probably won't understand the translation, but if you write it out correctly in English, then I will translate it for you. Trying to find some good verbs. Good verbs. Okay. Let's get that. We got the I. Got the I. Okay. Almost there. 1 second. Wanted to be on topic. Okay, we're going to start off with a very simple sentence. I don't even know if you can call it a sentence, but it's going to be 3 words, right? And let's tell me. All right, here we go. Okay. Okay. All right, let's get it. again, Hebrew is from right to left, right? So we're going to start this sentence off. Just want to double check, make sure this is right. I don't want to give you incorrect spelling. All right. Okay. Right. Sure this is right. Right, that's right. Okay. Lord be with me in this handwriting, Salagi. Then you got the okay. And then we're gonna continue right here. Right. Okay. All right. Now, if somebody can translate this, write it out in English. So you're going to start from here. You're going to go from here to there. Right? So I'll give you a second. Again, pay attention to the characters. So let's say, like, right, you're looking at this and you want to translate it to English, right? This is not going to be correct. I'm just putting this up here for example. So I will put it like this in English for me to read to see if it's correct. I'm gonna put just some random characters or something. So I would take this. I would say like, and then I'll put a dash, right? And then I'll say this is what I or something like that. Y'all get what I'm saying? So I want you to translate this into English like that, right? Of course, this is not the proper translation. I just put that there for example. So I'll give y'all a second for that. If you understand what I'm asking of you, put a 1 in the chat. All right. Sis, you correct for the first one. Let's see. Yep, that's correct, sis. You got the first letter. You got the first. Okay. Hold on now. I think we got a winner here. Very close. Very, very close. Okay, Sister Sister Morikapath, you got Naya Gara Igar Yaf. You close, real close, but not quite. You want to check your second word. You want to check to make sure that's right. And then you want to check your third word also. Make sure that's right. Your second word and your third word. You want to make sure those are, you want to correct those. But you really, really close. Sister Nicole, you got the first word right. And I'm going to give both you sisters a hint as far as, let's see. It's like 1 second. Right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yep. Bara. The second word is bara. Second word is bara. So the first word, y'all both got right. Second word, y'all both got right. Now, the third word. The third word. Slide. Hopefully I didn't confuse y'all. This is all one word right here. So this is a continuation. So this right here and this is one word. This and this is one word. So it's only 3 words on here. You got 1, 2, 3. Salakia. This probably threw y'all off. The connectors was wrong. Anya. Salakia. Anya. Anya for the first word. Anya. So we got Anya. Then we got Bara, right? So let's do this. So of course we're going from right to left, right? So right here we got the and the na. So we got on, slide. We got on. Then you got ya. So this right here makes on. On. So we got Anya. Anya. Salaki for the connectors. That I know that threw y'all off. Y'all got this one right. You got bara, right? Ba. Swaggy. You got ba. You got ba. Then you got ra. Ra. You got ba and you got ra. On, ya, bara. And then, did y'all get the last one? Let's see. So, we got an I. We got an I, right? Then we got a bar. Handwriting is terrible. Slovakia. Get that green marker. Don't confuse you. So, I, and we got bar. I bar. We got I bar. Yaf. Anya. Bara. I bar yaf. Right? So you got the ya. And then you got the th for the yaf. But you're going to drop the A off the end for yaf. It's like just one word. So it's, you got the connector, so you got one word. It's so weird to read it, but it's shit. Let me just write it in English. Yath, so I don't confuse you. You got Yath, right? Anya, Bara, I bar Yath. Anya, Bara, I bar Yath. So you got Anya, which means I, right? Anya means I. Anya means I. Bara, Shalakia. Means create. Bara means to create. I create. I bar yaf means Hebrew. So the sentence says, I create Hebrew. Something very, very simple to just put together. Anya, bara, I bar yaf. I create Hebrew. That was the sentence. I create Hebrew. Right? So let me put that in English. We got Anya. We got I. Right? Bara. We got create. Bar Yath. This is one word. Bar Bar Yath is one word, which means Hebrew. Bar Yath. So I create Hebrew. What's the sentence? Right? All right. We got time for another one. Let's make that. Where we go? Here. Anybody got any questions? You go ahead and put them in. Okay, let's get another one. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got, okay. This one, we're going to make this a 4-letter sentence, right? Bear with me. Give me 1 second, 1 quick second. Okay. Okay, last word. Let me get this last word, and then we're good to go. Right? Okay, here we go. All right, we good to go. All right, let's get this next sentence. Actually, let me just write this down real quick so I don't have to do it like that. Okay, so we have to. Okay, then we go on here. That. All right, slide here. One more. Make sure I get this right for you. Okay, here we go. Okay, we got that. Okay. All right, good to go. Let's get it. These markers. All right, next word. We got four. Next sentence. We got four letters. We're going to start off with, let's get this. All right. Let's see if y'all get this one. So, let's see. So, first word we got right there. Second word. Second word. Right. Third word. Fourth word. All right, let's see if y'all can translate this. We got a 4-word sentence. Let's see if you can translate that. I'll give y'all a couple minutes. All right. This is something that you do at camp. If you're an officer in the ISUPK, this is something that you take glory in at camp. But I just want to see if you can write this out in the English, right? Pretty much saying if you know the characters. This is a test to see if you know the Hebrew characters, which is the foundation of knowing the Hebrew. The first thing that you have to know in order to know the Hebrew, you have to know the alphabet. That's damn near like the most important thing. Memorizing the alphabet. If you don't have the alphabet memorized, you're not going to be able to read the Hebrew. Okay, sis, you got the first 3 right. Anya, Lahab, Al. Now, just need the last one. Let's see. Anybody got that last word? Anybody? Let's see. All right. Since you have that, the sister got the first 3 words. Let's go ahead and put that out. We know this from the last sentence. Slaggy, let me change that out for you. All right. So let's see what we got. We got the I. This right here is a slide. Is an on. On. That's a ya. So we know that is pronounced Anya, right? You got a la. You got a ha. Slaggy. Give a little bit more space. You got the la. You got the ha. You got the ba. Right? So then we got the I. And we got the la. Which is pronounced. So this is it's connected, right? So you got the Anya, you got the Lahab, you got the Ow, right? This might be a little confusing. So I'll just put the La. I'll just put the ba, just so you can understand. So you got Anya, Lahab, Isle. Anybody get that other one? Gawam. Exactly. That's the last one. Gawam. You got the ga. You got the wa. Then you got the yum. Yep. That's one. You got the yum. So and in English, this is I blaze, own, nations. So, Ayin, Lahab, Al, Gawayum. Ayin, Lahab, Al, Gawayum. I blaze on nations, which every brother in the ISUPK should love. Okay, sis, you said, how do we know when the H is dropped and the I? How do we know that when the H is dropped in the I? Okay, which one are you talking about specifically? It varies. It varies. Especially like in ending characters, you really want to drop them in ending characters. That's when it's more most likely to happen when you have ending characters. You don't want to end a character with let me give you an example. So a lot of the times, this will be an ending character. it'll say like la. Like la will be an ending character. A lot of the times in words at the end will be la, right? But it should be this, right? Since you got you got the la, right? So you got the la, and then you got the ha, right? And it's connected, right? So since it's like this, it really should be spelled like that, right? When it's a ending character, sis, you want to take off the A. You want to take off the A in that ending character. So it's just la. It still sounds the same. It's the same, but that's just how the Hebrew language is. On ending characters, when you got the ha like that, you want to take off the A. Con, sis, Nicole, you said when it has the connector. When words like that have connectors, 9 times out of 10, and it's a ending character, 9 times out of 10, you taking off the A. Especially you once you start reading the Hebrew, you'll notice that a lot. So when you connecting words and those ending characters, you're going to take off the A. Right. All right. Let's see what we got. 1 second. Anybody got any more questions? Again, Hebrew, it's just repetition. Like I damn near don't even look at dropping off the A anymore. It's just like natural to me now. It's like instinct. You can say Hebrew is just repetition, learning, reading, practicing, and before you know it, it's just going to be like second nature to you. You don't even think about it. Okay, so if nobody else got any questions. All right, with that, we're going to end the class. All right, Isupk, security announcements. There is there is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 through 21. Malachi 3 and 8 through 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Up and coming holy convocations, announce like it. We got the Feast of Dedication, Sunday, November 28th. If anyone wants to be a trooper in school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, scarf. With that, we're going to end the class.